Afternoon, everybody. DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. Okay, you guys ready for the big reveal? This is the new paint scheme for the Halloween 2 original 1981. This is going to be my brother's mask, but this is the big reveal. I got it on my... Go away. Now I got to lighten up this spot right here just a little bit more. It's still a little too dark for my liking. But I lightened everything up a little bit. The shadowing and the eye color is amazing. I mean, this thing looks pretty awesome. I still have to darken the letters in the back of the skull. Let me put it in direct sunlight. I really don't want to get it too into the sun too much, but this will give you a real good look. Come on, really? Crusher. New paint scheme. It's done, baby. It's really awesome. It turned out really good. Let me put it back on the, what do you call it? Because I don't want it in direct sunlight. Not good for latex. The eye area especially is really cool. This is my brother's. This is the big reveal on the new paint scheme. I lightened up in here, lightened up underneath the nose, lightened up the lips, lightened up the cheeks. I even painted in the scuff marks. Yeah, this is the finished paint scheme. I have to lighten this up a little more. It's still a little too dark. Right here, I want it about as light as this right here, just right in this area. I don't want it to be that dark. But I painted the marks, the eye shadowing. The blending of the eye shadowing in here looks amazing. I mean, it really looks like you're going from darkish to white, but there's a nice shadowing going on right in here. You see it? You can see it real good on this side. And I took away that black ring on the edge because it made the eye cuts look too big. And the eye cuts are perfect for this size mask. This is a huge mask. This is a big mask. Matter of fact, I haven't measured it yet. But this is going to be the paint scheme for the Halloween. Now I'm thinking about running out and going to get more because I'm out of it. And I used raw umber instead of burnt or raw sienna. I used raw sienna instead of burnt sienna. I need burnt sienna to give it that yellowish look. Sorry, guys. So let me see. Yeah, the close-up, don't mind the close-up. Makes the face look real narrow, but it's not. Yeah, that shadowing where that comes in, that just, it really gives it that creepy look. I really love it. I do like the way it turned out. I was just so pissed off. It's kind of hard to really nail the details. Let me see. Let me get more of a head-on shot with Direct sunlight hitting it. There you go. Yeah, it's not direct sunlight, it's lights behind me. It's all lit up right behind me here, but it's throwing a nice cast of light onto the mask. And my brother has not even seen this yet. Wait till he sees this, he's gonna freak. I don't know, should I put the yellowing on there, or what do you guys think? What do you think? I mean, it looks amazing the way it is right now. It really does have a nice ghoulish look to it. The lips are lightened up, as you can see. The hair, there is no hair. Oh, the hair, you mean the eyebrows? There's no hair on the mask yet, yeah, I bet. Yeah, well, that was the flesh tone. The flesh tone that's underneath, you wipe away a little bit of the white on that. You know, one side's a little whiter than the other. Let me see. Yeah, this side's a little whiter than that side. So maybe I'll just add a little more white on this side. There's a close-up, close-up. There's the flesh. I put the more flesh on the back. I dirtied up the flesh, put some white back in there. Oh, I'm going to add the hair, but I can't. I'm waiting on my, what do you call it right now? I can't do anything until I get my, oh, what do you call it? I'm waiting for my blending board. That's going to be in the mail in the next couple of days. When I get the blending board, I'll really I'll start hairing this thing. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get everybody that I told that's getting a mask is going to get their mask first. The free masks. This has still got to be lightened up in here. That's nothing. That's easy. But the majority of this is fun. And I think I want to blend this a little bit more, so it's not such a you know, it needs to be blended just a little bit better. You know, it's just little things that I have to do to it, which is nothing. 15 minutes in front of the paint with some paint, and I'll have it all fixed up the way I want it. See, now that I've seen it in daylight, it's definitely making a difference. Let me see. I'm going to sit in my chair and see what it looks like from there. Hold on. And that's what I did. I glued the Lazy Susan up, if you can see underneath it there. That metal plate's glued to this PVC board. And now, when I make now I'm gonna cut that round. This is a 24-inch square piece. And what I'll do is I'll measure from the very center and I'll put a string on there, and I'll tie it, and I'll make a nice circle cut out of this. Yeah, this is looking good, man. Oh yeah. My brother will freak out when he sees this mask. And when the hairing's done, oh, because he gets the lighter blonde hair on this. So I think it'll make the mask pop even more. You know what? You can't really see it too well because of all the light in the background. But if I stick it here, maybe that's a little better. I don't know. Just sitting down and relaxing out here. I just did this paint job. I got to cut that Lazy Susan up. I'll zoom in a little. Yeah, man. So what do you guys think of the new paint scheme? Just curious. Yeah, I am going to yellow it just a bit. I think what I'm going to have to do for the yellowing, I don't know, the wash seems to work pretty good. You do a nice, like, I'll make a mud wash for it, just like I did for the Halloween one. I'll make a mud wash for it. So, but this is the paint scheme. I wanted everybody to see it. Should be really good once the mask is done. Now it looks like it's pointed head, but that's just the foam thing that's holding it up underneath. This head's not that pointy. So, and there's a little bit of elongation going on with the face itself, but it's not that. It's going to be good. The eye cuts are on the money, baby. And now that you can see into the nose where you can see the eye cuts, because it was too dark. It was way too dark inside of it. Yeah, I'm just going to yellow it just a little bit, but I'm going to have to go get some burnt sienna. Yes, I did. It's very subtle. It's a very subtle rehaul. It's nice and flat. See, mine's got a little bit of a shine to the latex paint. I don't know why, because I didn't put anything on there. I do have some. I still have to seal this mask, but I'm not quite done yet. So I'm going to put the sienna on there, just to give it a little bit more yellowish wash. That's it. Oh yeah. Very, very light wash. I'm not going to go crazy on it. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to Michael's. Your paint started cracking? What kind of paint did you use? Crusher? What kind of paint did you use? I'm gonna give you a recipe for latex paint. In case you don't know it, it's yeah, acrylic's no good for mask latex. You have to, for your base coat. What you want to do is you always want your base coat. That means the flesh tone coat, and then your white coat has to be made from latex mask paint. And how you make latex mask paint, it's simple. It's 1 part mask latex, 1 part household latex indoor paint, flat. You don't want any shine to it. And 1 part distilled water. And it doesn't matter how much you're going to make. You can make a gallon, you can make 5 gallons. Just remember, it's 3 parts. It's a 3 part mix, equal amounts of each. Mask latex, distilled water, and indoor latex house paint. Whatever color you're going to paint if it's white, if you're making a white mask, you get that. And what I do is just a splash of the indoor cobalt blue house paint. I don't add latex to that or anything. I just put a couple drops of that in there. And that'll give you your base coat. That'll keep your mask from ever cracking. Now, when you use acrylics, you only use acrylics for washes, and maybe like I put the little dirt marks on the scowl going across the bridge of the scowl. That's done with acrylic. Inside the eye cuts, where the black is, that's done with acrylic. I'm sorry, I'm pointing at the inside the eye cracks. Inside there, that's acrylic. An acrylic wash goes inside the lips. You don't really like my mud wash is two different acrylics. It's a dark brown. Actually, it's raw sienna. I'm sorry, it's raw sienna and black, equal parts. And water. I throw water into it, distilled water, and that really. But as long as you have your base coats down, and it has to be a latex, it has to have mask latex in it so it has stretch ability. So it stretches. Not the kind of latex that you buy at, you don't want to use that latex that you buy at Spirit or Halloween or anything. You have to buy real mask latex. Now, you don't have to get 5 gallons like I do because I'm making masks. But if you're making, if you're just, painting your masks, maybe you get a gallon of it. So that will. But this is the finished product. I'll put it back in the light, and I see 5 people on here right now. Wow, I'm like, wow. Let me give a better view on this with the light hitting it a little bit better. Yeah, this is the finished paint job on the Halloween 2. It's not quite done yet. I still have to put the yellow wash on a little bit more. I got to lighten up here. It's a little too dark up in there where the scuff marks are. But the eye cuts, man, whew, they look amazing. They're really nice and shadowed. Even where the dark is in here, it's shadowed in that under and over. And you can see the cuts real good because I made sure I lightened up on the inside here. This was way too dark originally. So, and it's got a very, very unique look. Yes, it does. So, but this is my brothers. I'll be painting the small ones next. This is the Halloween 2, and you can tell by the dirt marks that are going up here and into the scuff here. Yeah, I think this is a nice piece. It's going to be a nice mask. I can't imagine if this thing would. I know I'd have a hard time selling this one because it's too big for most people. Yeah, but my brother, that'll fit him nice. It'll fit him perfect. Big dude. He's 6'6". We've got some cool things that we do. Like every year they show the original Halloween or Halloween 2 in the movie theaters. So what we do is he gets dressed up as Michael Myers and he goes in. 90% of the time people just want to get pictures with him. So they get pictures with him. But what we did last year was really funny. We went into the theater, a group of girls that were all sitting next to each other, and they happened to be towards the middle of the aisles, and there was stadium seats. So they were like right in the middle, and he got in and he sat down next to them. None of them really paid any attention because they were watching the movie, and I think it was Halloween Kills was on, and he had the mask on, and he had the coveralls and everything, and he had the fake knife, and the one girl turned and looked over at him, and then she was like, oh my gosh, she freaked out, jumped over the seats, all right, and it was funny as all hell. We got a little bit of trouble for that. I don't think we're going to be allowed to do that again. But it was funny. It really was. Yeah, man, this is a nice mask. Looks better when it's looking like it's on your face. See how I tilted it down? Yeah, it was. It was really funny because, I mean, he sat down next to him and he kind of leaned forward and then looked over at the girls, and the girls turned and looked at him. And I caught it on video, but you couldn't see it. It was so dark in there. I had a different camera, and oh man, it really sucked because I could see it fine, but the people couldn't see it. I mean, the video didn't turn out too good, so it was like, oh, he's gonna flip out when he. It was a really funny gag, and the girls, I mean, all of them were jumping over the seats trying to get the hell away from him. He scared the living crap out of them. They just Just weren't ready for Michael Myers to be sitting right next to him and not even paying attention to what was there. And he had a Kills mask on, not the Tots though. He had my Kills mask that I made, and I can't wait to sculpt this, resculpt, retooled into a Kills mask. Oh, that's gonna be cool. But yeah, that was a fun thing, and we're gonna do it again next year. This year, we're gonna try and do the same thing. See if we can get into more trouble. You know, he goes in, they'll probably tell him right away, "You can't go in the theater." I can tell. I can just get. Well, I don't know though, because usually kids run those things, so chances are it'll be different kids. So he's liable to get away with it. The theaters, it's fun. Yeah, girls jumping over the seats. I had it all on video, and guess what? Couldn't see any of it. That was terrible. God, it was funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing for hours after that. Just the way they reacted. So anyway, yeah, doing crazy stunts like that, and then the most of the time he was out front of the theaters, taking pictures. Even on Halloween night, we were together. I actually have a video on that where just people were just coming up. Oh, can we get a selfie? Get a selfie with him? I was like, oh my God, we should have charged money for selfies. Maybe this year we will. You want a picture with Michael? Selfie? $5. $2. Fuck it. $2. $2. Yeah. Anyway, who knows? Who cares? I mean, there was hundreds of people coming out on Halloween night, so it was pretty cool. He gets a lot of people there. I tell him put a tip bucket out there or something. Follow people down the street, stuff like that. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys see that mask. Oh yeah, I turned 60 tomorrow, and guess what? I'm still a kid at heart, man. I'm still a kid at heart. I still love doing pranks and scaring people and stuff. But you got to watch today, man. It's not like it used to be when I was a kid, man. I used to be able to scare the bejesus out of people, and now, yeah, that's what. If you really have something that's really nice and it looks authentic and doesn't look like something you bought out of a store, boy, they go crazy for that. So I wanted to share my update with the mask. The finished paint job. I worked on it for like 2.5 hours today, and I didn't repaint the entire thing. I didn't do that thing where I was going to spray paint the entire mask. All I did was I brushed in some white paint into those dark areas. I just thought, why destroy everything that you did, And I just covered up some of the areas that were a little bit too much weathering, and that's like that dark spot. I'm just going to put some white paint right over top of it until it lightens up enough to where I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, it didn't take me very long. I think I worked on it for like maybe 2 hours, from 12 o'clock to about 2:30. I think that's when I wrapped up. But in the yard, it's beautiful out here. It's probably like, I'm going to say like 80, 82 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. Sun's hot. But I can't wait to get the hair blender. And when I can blend that hair, that is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see what that looks like. I'm waiting on that to come. Once that comes, man, look out. I'm going to be hair in the mask. I'm going to do his first. I'm going to get his complete and do the next one and do the next one. I don't like to work on all of them at once because I really want to concentrate and really put your best effort into the mask that you're working on. Never want to scatter yourself like doing 3, 4, 5 masks at once. I know some people do it that way. I'm just not that kind of person. I like to keep my mask on the bench until it's complete. I do the whole mask and then finish it, make it look great, and then move on to the next mask. That's exactly my plan. That's why it's a little slower, because I do most of my paint jobs by hand. I think that it looks better. It really looks a lot better, as you can see. Um, you know, some learning curves, because I never worked with that charcoal before, and I'll tell you right now, that charcoal is amazing stuff. Um, I'm just gonna have to get used to using it, and got to be very, very, very. I mean, one dab can do a whole mask. One dab. I kid you not. Um, it's unbelievable how much chalk. And once it gets on the mask, it don't come off. You can't wipe it off. You can't even wipe it off. It literally rubs in and creates a dark spot. So there is no getting it off. The only thing you can do is cover it, which is better anyway, because if you slightly cover it with a little light brush of white, that locks in that charcoal so it doesn't rub off onto your hands. And then once I seal it, that'll really that'll do it. That'll do the and when I do seal it, I use Plasti Dip, and I don't use gloss. I use a flat Plasti Dip, but I put such a light coat of Plasti Dip over it, because you don't want anything heavy. If it's heavy, you put a heavy coat of Plasti Dip on there, the Plasti Dip will peel off. I learned that hard lesson. When I first started, my first mask, I put a heavy coat of Plasti Dip, and I'm like, why is this peeling off? It's peeling off because you want a little bit of breakage. Like, in other words, it's almost like a little bit of a splatter, and you don't want like a solid coat of Plasti Dip on there. It's literally broke up, little tiny, fine little mist droplets, and you don't want them connecting. You want them just a slight little bit of Plasti Dip, which is great, because that means your Plasti Dip lasts you forever. So you're doing a very light coat, and then from there, I've actually watched Nick Malpagano put a coat of Plasti Dip on, just a light coat, and then he did his wash. Now, he did that on his fire mask, where he did a real light coat. Yeah, my battery's going dead. Sorry. My battery's about ready to quit. But yeah, he did a very light wash after he put the Plasti Dip on, which I thought was kind of, I don't know. I just don't. I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to do it that way. Oh, I know what it was. You had the Plasti Dip on there, so your mask latex wouldn't come off when you did your rub off, because you do have to rub pretty hard to get the acrylic black, your dirty wash, your mud wash. You almost want it to kind of dry a little bit, and as long as that Plasti Dip is on there, it really won't stick to it that good. It'll go into the cracks, and it'll pop all your detail. I learned that trick, and I actually put a heavier mud wash on there to really grab to those details. That's what I did when I did the fire mask, my fire mask. So that turned out really good. So with that being said, I think I'm going to jump off of here. I wish you guys have a great day. What is today? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Tuesday. You know what it is? Every day is Monday for me. I don't take any days off. I do something. I get something done every day. I have to take advantage of being off from DJing this summer and really get these masks done. I think what I'll do tonight is I'll jump back on once I get my Lazy Susan cut out. I'll jump back on tonight and I'll work on the sculpture. What do you think? Sound like a plan, guys? Figure around 7 p.m. I'll jump back on and I'll do some work on the sculpture. Crusher, if you're on at 7 p.m., I'll be back on. Anybody else that's on that wants to join me at 7 p.m. to work on what's up, X? Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anybody else came on here. Texted. Nope. Okay. Crusher, well, I can't wait till you get that mask in your hands. I think it's going to blow your mind. I think it's going to be really cool once you get the... Now, do you want an H2 or do you want a Halloween 1? You've seen the results of the H2. It's not quite done yet, but it'll be... I'll leave it to you, because this is the 78 mask. This can only be one of two. I mean, you can do the original 1981 Halloween 2, and that's what that is. Or you can do the Halloween 1. Halloween 1, it's my favorite. Okay, that's simple. That's actually a lot easier than this mask here. A lot easier. But I'm still going to use that blending technique with the eye shadowing in there. It's going to look amazing when it's done. Yeah, that's going to be a lot easier because that doesn't get any yellows. It doesn't get all those different colors. Steve, you're from the UK. I'm going to say it's probably close to 3 p.m. I don't know the exact time. But Steve, while you're on, let me show you the end result of the sculpture of the original 1982 paint job. I just did the paint job on it. There it is. Check it out, Steve. This is the... Now I have to lighten this a little bit more. It's still too dark right up in here. But this is the Halloween 2, 1981 paint job. I'm going to put a little bit more white paint on here on the eyebrow too. Just a little bit. Just kind of like this one. Just where there's a little bit more paint on there so you can see it. But not much. I'm going to darken all this. I'm going to put a wash inside of this so this will all show blackish, grayish. So you can see the numbers. You can see all the print. But this is the finished 1981 Halloween 2 paint scheme on my Night Creeper 78. This is a large mask. This is a very big mask. This is not a small one. This is the largest one. And I only have two sizes. I have the small and the large. And there is a significant difference. Do you guys want to see the difference when they're sitting right next to each other? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's put it on here. Let me go grab the other mask. It's not overhauled yet, but I can put them side by side and you can get a general idea how much bigger it is. Hold on, going into my studio and grabbing my other mask. Now this isn't painted. This is actually Crusher's mask right here that I'll be working on. I'll put it right next to it. It looks like I got a little spot. Color. Geez, you know what? Hold on, I gotta put something underneath of it so the mask is sitting up about the same height. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Give me a second here, get it straightened out so you guys can see the difference in size. All right, and how you tell that I'm right on the money is look how even the necklines are. All right, the necklines are dead even, but look at the difference in size. This one isn't painted at all. It just has the white paint on it right now. And that's going to be the Halloween 1, 1978, when it's unpainted. It's the same mask, same mold. It's just painted differently. And this one's aged. This one's done. See how it's all shadowed in here? See how there's no shadowing in the eye? Yeah, there's a big difference in size. Look at the eye cut sizes. You know, you can see that right away. Now this is about a 20. I'm going to say 24 3/4. The size of that mask, and this one here is probably like a 26, 27. I'm going to say no. You know what it is? It's 25 and. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to go get the tape measure because that's going to drive me nuts. Because I haven't measured these in a while, and these are definitely cured by now. So hold on. Let me grab my tape measure, and I'll measure it real quick, and I'll show you what the size difference is. I'll tell you exact size, and I'll show you how you have to measure your, see, that's what I was using for the paint scheme. Thank you, Crusher, for sending that. I got those pictures, and I was able to paint that mask the way I wanted this. Now, that mask out there is not a perfect replication of the original Halloween 2. I mean, it's if my brother were to wear a small mask and then put like some stuffing on the sides, it'll stretch out the eye cuts. It'll stretch out the eye cuts, so it'll give you that same look because the cuts are identical to the original 78. That I made sure that the eye cuts were the exact same size as the 78's mask, because this way, if you wanted to make that look like the Halloween 2. All right, I'm gonna have to put this down for a second. I'll just put you on the end of the thing here. You're looking at my feet, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm just gonna tell you what the measurement is on the large first, and I'll show you where I'm measuring. I was close. It's 26 and a half. This is it right here, right at that spot. 26 and a half. Now it goes right above where the ear is, plus the scowl, at the furthest point of the back of the head. Hold on, that wasn't quite there. I have to bring it down just a little bit. Give me a second here. This damn block wants to fall off of here. Let's do it again. Come on. Almost. Okay, it's 27 and a quarter. That's the actual size. See, it's at the end right here. And you'll see the top of that. It's a 27 and a half, or 27 and a quarter. That's where that is. 27 and a quarter is that mask. It's the large mask. Let's do the small mask now. 27 and a quarter. And that's cured. That is completely cured. It's a large mask. Come on. This lazy Susan doesn't want to stay. Okay. 5 and a half. That's the small mask, 25 and a half. Now this might shrink up a little bit more because I made this mask really thick. It's 25 and a half though. They're your two different sizes, 25 and 27. 27 and a quarter and 25 and a half. But you know what? I have a funny feeling this is the newest one. So this is probably not done shrinking yet. So we'll see. Yeah, it is the newest one. I can tell by the sculpt on the side of the neck. Okay. So that's roughly the measurement. That's probably going to shrink down to, what did I say it was? 5.5. It might shrink down to about 25 at the most. 25 and a quarter maybe. That's as small as I can go. Actually, I can go smaller than that, but the problem is it'll shrink too much. It'll go way down in size. Give you a little tip too. Like if the mask is kind of a little too big on you, just a little bit, you can always put foam padding in the inside of the mask. That's exactly what Nick Castle did to his... Nick Castle had to put padding in his mask for Halloween Kills because they sculpted the mask to fit... I can't think of his name. Who played Michael Myers in Halloween Kills, in the last 2018 end Kills. The guy who played Michael Myers, I can't think of his name. I can't believe I can't think of his name. Anyway, they sculpted that mask to fit him. So the mask was going to be a little bit big on Nick Castle. He has a very long and narrow face, but they put padding in the mask. There's actually a video of him showing the mask off, and there's padding inside the mask. So, yeah. So what you do is you can put padding in there. You can even add padding, like if you wanted to make it look like a Halloween 2, and you guys overhaul it to make it look like a Halloween 2, somewhere down the road if you want to. You just put padding in the sides of the temples and puff out the face, make it and stretch the eye cuts. But you gotta remember, I make thick cuts, thick mask. You need to get your coveralls. You better get your coveralls. Those I don't sell. Too hard to get a hold of in the States here. So get your coveralls, do them up. I'm actually looking into doing that burnt effect and everything on the Kills coveralls when it's all burnt on the shoulder and down the side. Oh wow, the coveralls are too big for you? That sucks. Got to get somebody that knows how to sew. Take the seams out and recut them and put it back together again. Especially if they're real hard to get a hold of. Yeah, so that's the size roughly. I think that mask might shrink up another 1/4 inch because it's a very thick cut. Crusher, that's your mask. Right now it sits at 25.5 inches in diameter on the outside. And it's a thick cut mask. It's not, it'll last a long time as long as you take care of it. Keep it out of direct sunlight. Always I like to use cornstarch because it's a better absorber. Cornstarch on the inside of the mask all the time, especially if you wear it and it gets sweaty. If you get sweaty in the mask, make sure you clean it out with some clean water and a little bit of soap, but you want to use Dawn so it doesn't hurt the latex. Dawn soap, and then clean it out and then make sure you put powder back in it. You want to get that sweat because there's like acidic or sweat is acidic and it can eat the latex. So. And keep cornstarch inside of it. I keep cornstarch on inside and out. I put it on there, and when I'm ready to take it out, I just brush off or blow it off with an air compressor. Make sure I got all the cornstarch off the face of it. So you get to see your, So, all right, it's a 45-minute take, and I've been on here for 45 minutes, and I think I'm going to jump off of here. I covered the size of the mask. We covered the look of what I did for the Halloween 2, 1981. I love the paint scheme. I just can't get over how much bigger that mask looks compared to the other mask. Big difference. All right, I'll be back on at 7 p.m. tonight. I think I'm going to sculpt. I just in the mood for sculpting. I think I want to finish that sculpture. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it so it looks good. But first, I got to fix this Lazy Susan. I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to put the. I'm going to cut that out. I got the saw over here, so I'll be able to cut that out. Jigsaw it up and make that Lazy Susan the right size. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you tonight possibly around 7 p.m. 7 p.m. I'll be back on for sure because I am definitely going to sculpt that. I'm going to work on sculpting. All right, peace. I'll see you.